Hey there, this is Dana Arcuri, author, speaker, survivor, and advocate. And today's topic is something that I really feel as a collective, everyone needs this, including myself. A lot of times, different videos and various content that I share is also things that I'm also practicing myself. I'm a big believer in we don't just preach it, we don't just teach it, we practice it every single day. And so I wanted to talk about ending your struggles and increasing your inner peace, because especially during the holiday season, this is something that many people can be challenged with. What's really interesting is that in statistics, compared to any other time of the year, the holidays are the hardest on anyone who battles mental health. So coincidentally, if someone's challenged with PTSD, anxiety, depression, or what have you, it typically is known to increase during the holidays. And the reason why I believe that the reason it is increased during the holidays is because there's a lot of pressure on us. When there is the whole holiday season, we feel pressured to be happy. We feel pressured and obligated to join certain social functions, especially family gatherings, holiday dinners. There might be parties. Actually, this year in 2020, things might be very, very different for all of us. I don't know about you, but I think this Christmas season, I'm really practicing more on serenity, letting go, and finding peace of mind. And so I wanted to share tips, and which I will get to that in a moment. But first, I wanted to just chat a little bit about some of the struggles that collectively a lot of people are dealing with. Now, obviously, with the pandemic, this is something that's very concerning. Some of you may have lost a loved one because of the pandemic. Many of you may have been sick or not feeling well. Perhaps your anxiety has increased due to the extra stress of 2020. And so we do have legitimate reasons to be concerned about our health, about our loved ones, about their health, about our finances, about our well-being. And we really do want to find a way to reduce the anxiety, reduce all of the chaos and the noises and the craziness that happens, especially during the holiday season. And I really do think that we can take back control if we actively move forward in realistic steps to manifest inner peace, joy, and harmony. And I don't know what you're going through. I don't know if you're battling relationships, if you're struggling with narcissistic abuse, if you have been trying to recover from a medical ailment, an illness, some kind of chronic pain, inflammatory condition, or what have you. There's a lot of different things that we can have concerns over. There could be things within our families, within our marriages, with our kids, with our jobs, with our home. There could be things outside of the home front, and it could be in regards to broken relationships that we're trying to recover from. Now, a lot of people who have been following me, especially the past 2.5 years, have been very clear in communicating with me, speaking to me, whether it's privately or adding comments to all of my videos. And I so thank you for participating in the discussions on YouTube with me. But many of you have said that you are battling some really horrifying long-term consequences of toxic relationships, of broken relationships, of various crazy making that has taken place in your life, and it may have been a long time ago, or it might actually still be current, and you might still be confronting some very, very challenging obstacles today. And so the thing is this: when we are in the midst of struggle, our focus tends to be on the struggle. So I'll give an example. So, for example, if you are struggling with a narcissist or flying monkeys, you may very well then be battling day in, day out their manipulation, their gaslighting, various things that are going on. And it could just be online. It may be that you gray rock or you went no contact, but they're still smearing your name all over social media. You feel like your reputation has been destroyed. They have hurt you in so many malicious ways, spite and vindictiveness and abuse, and you may be at your wit's end. And so for those who know me, you already know I've been there. I've done that. I've been through narcissistic abuse. I've been through toxic siblings. I've been through broken relationships. Going to contact with my birth family and trying to find ways to heal and restore from trauma wounds. And it's not a one night fix. It's not even something within 1 year that we magically just reduce all of our symptoms. Instead, it is a lifetime process of taking one step forward. And sometimes we may find ourselves taking 2 steps backwards. You know what I'm talking about, people. So healing is not linear. Healing is like a zigzag. It's up, it's down, it's all around. This is what it's all about. But, the beauty of hitting rock bottom is that the only way to go is up. This is good news. This is good news, my friends. If we hyper focus on the negativity, if we focus on everything that's bad, everything that went wrong, everything that was horrifying from our past experiences, the things that have occurred, the people, places, and circumstances that may have broken us, that may have crushed our spirit, we can understand that if this is what we're hyper focused on, this is something that just becomes a vicious cycle. So it goes around and around and around, and it's like being on that hamster wheel. And the only way to then create peace of mind, to manifest healing and the recovery, and to find joy in your life and to rebuild your life and to have boundaries and on, is to get off the hamster wheel. So I want to be here to emotionally support you. I've had a few people, I find it kind of funny that I've had a couple people who said to me, you know what, Dana, you are like my free therapist. I take that as an honor that you're calling me your free therapist. I'm not out for money. For those who know me and you know me well, I've already made it very clear that I'm here on YouTube and I try to focus more so on giving valuable content and encouragement and tips and teaching the things that I've learned, including my own struggles. But I think it's interesting that I've had many people reach out to me. And yesterday it was very concerning. I did have a gentleman reach out to me. He was suicidal. Now, we have to understand suicide statistics are very, very high from December through January. I'm very well aware of this because 10 years ago, I was in rock bottom. So that whole quote I have, the beauty of rock bottom is the only way to go is up. That's my quote because I know it from experience. Because 10 years ago, I was that person who had so much anxiety and depression, and I was having a lot of trouble with medications that were having severe interactions and wicked withdrawals, and I really was in a really bad place. So please know that I understand mental health. I have experienced for myself that there are so many different ways to heal. And part of the healing is building awareness, educating ourselves, and getting the heck out of our own way. And when I say get the heck out of your own way, I'm trying to say that in the most kindest way, in a loving way, and in a way that I even know for me, myself, there are times we could repetitively have these negative thoughts and it could be racing in our mind. And so it's just going around and around and around in our mind. We could be stuck on a cycle of negativity. We might be retelling our story the story of the abuse, the child abuse, the sexual assaults, the narcissistic abuse, the flying monkeys, the toxic siblings, the emotional vampires who sucked the life out of us. And some of us really did become suicidal. Some of us have attempted suicide. And yesterday, a gentleman reached out to me and he said that he had been suicidal and he was thanking me for my videos and my YouTube channel. And he gave me a very uplifting message that he really felt that I was helping him to stay sane, to find calm, and to find peace in the midst of adversity. And so I am so humbled and yet honored that I am able to help thousands upon thousands of people via YouTube. I mean, isn't this amazing that while so many of us are social distancing and we're not able to be with our friends and loved ones and so forth in the year of 2020, we can connect, whether it's on phone, whether it's on the computer, and whether it's on YouTube. So I think it's great that we have this platform that we can all come together because we're stronger together. If nothing else this year, I have learned that we are stronger together when we validate each other, we believe each other, we lift each other up, we encourage one another to practice self-care, to maybe have some long distance between people who are emotional vampires, and to find very realistic ways to increase our quality of life, including our mental health. But here's the thing. If we're really focused on negative energy, negative people, negative experiences, and all of the things that really hurt us, things that were soul crushing to us, it could sabotage our ability to heal, to find joy, to rebuild our lives, to have healthy boundaries, and to find peace of mind. And so if we're like a videotape and it's a recording and it's just going over and over and over and habitually repeating itself. So if we are like saying our story, the abuse story, the narcissist story, the toxic sibling story, the sexual assault story, the trauma story, we have a lot of stories, and I validate that your story is something that is very important, that it's part of your life, it's part of your history, it's part of who you are. It can transform you into who you want to be. But if we keep repeating the story over and over, it is keeping us stuck. It is sabotaging our ability to grow and to expand and to manifest peace. And that is why I really believe, especially now, during December 2020 and heading into the new year, that I really want to talk about this because I want to be here to support you and to give you tips. And I feel that I'm getting to know a lot of you. You share a lot of comments. I've really come to know so many of you through YouTube. And, it's great to build friendships, even long distance ones. But I feel like when we are repeating our same story over and over, it's keeping us from finding happiness. And I'm saying this from my own personal experience. In the month of June 2020, I really felt something upon me. Like I sensed within my spirit, I sensed within my soul that I was being nudged to stop speaking and talking and writing and going on and on and on with this same story of the narcissist, the people who hurt me, the trauma, the complex PTSD, the manipulation, the gaslighting, and on and on and on. And so this was something that I was aware of in the month of June. And then in July, my mother passed away. And I needed to take a little time out and really start coming to a place where I was really promoting the grieving process, the working through the various stages of grief, understanding what was stealing my peace. I think building awareness is crucial. And that's why I'm speaking about this openly today, because I know that some of you might be battling and struggling with very similar things that I have struggled with. And so when I was heading into the end of November, this year, I reached a new place where I knew I was heading into a new chapter of my life. I was opening up new doors of opportunity for expansion, to ascend to a higher level, to become the person who God designed me to be, and to really fulfill that soul mission. You know, each of us, our souls are here eternally, and there is a mission for us. And a part of this whole thing on growing and learning and healing and finding peace is to build awareness on what are we doing? What are we saying? And it could be something nonverbal. So some of us could be speaking things and it could be nonverbal, or we could be silently having thoughts within our mind that are vicious cycles of negative energy. And we might not even be aware of it. So this is why I'm bringing it up. Number one, start becoming aware of both your silent thoughts, whatever's going through your mind. You know what I'm talking about. You might be trying to go to sleep at night and your mind is just racing a mile ahead of you and you're having some very negative thoughts and you can't stop thinking about certain things from the past that hurt you deeply. And then you can't fall asleep, and then you're struggling because then you have insomnia, and then your chronic pain starts hurting, and then you don't feel good, and it just starts this ripple effect. It's like a snowball effect, and it keeps building and building and building. Well, that's what happens in people who have challenges with broken relationships, and they may still be in the relationship, or they may be no contact or gray rocking. There's still challenges, you know, whether you're still in the relationship, whether you're out of the relationship, they both have their own challenges. There are obstacles to both, but know this, we can heal. We can be there for our own selves. We can produce more calm. We can ground ourselves. We can learn that there are some things that we may say or we may do or we may be thinking and it's racing in our mind, but we can change our behaviors. We can change our thoughts. We can switch the focus. So instead of focusing on this person did this to me and they did that to me and this is what happened and I'm so unhappy and how dare them hurt me like this and smear my name all over social media, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because trust me, I know that your list is as long as my list, and we have this really lengthy history of trying to overcome toxic, vicious, malicious relationships. But if we want the joy, we want the peace, so we have to ask ourselves, what is stealing my joy? What is stealing my peace? How can we get out of our own way to increase our quality of life, to build better boundaries, to really, truly have inner peace, even in the midst of uncertainty? And so I wanted to read this quote because this really is such an empowering quote, and I'd like to encourage you with it. So the quote says, and this is about peace. It's specifically talking about peace. And forgive me, but I really don't know who the author is. I found this quote online today and there was no author listed. If you know the author, please share. So the quote says, peace. It does not mean to be in a place where there's no noise, there's no trouble or hard work. It means to be in the midst of those things and still be calm in your heart. And I think that is really important, that despite the craziness, the chaos, the noises, there's stress, and there could be extra stress in 2020, that despite this, we could still find inner peace. And I think that's something that we really need to find doable ways to increase our peace. We have to understand we can't change these people. We can't fix these people. We can only change ourselves. We can only increase our quality of lives. We could take doable action steps. And I wanted to share a few action steps that have been very helpful for me and that could actually be beneficial for you. And so, if you have any form of autoimmune conditions, if you have extra stress, anxiety, PTSD, depression, perhaps you just feel burnout. Maybe you've been working on the front lines this year and you are really tired. You're just exhausted. So one thing I suggest, here you go. Get yourself some Epsom salts. This is Epsom salts, and it can help give you pain relief. It's anti-inflammatory. So Epsom salts are like a detox. It actually pulls out toxins from your body. It's very soothing, very calming, very relaxing. Oftentimes, we don't even take the time to sit in a bath or, there are times I literally immerse myself in the water, like literally up to the chin. I try to get into the water and I make the water as high as I possibly can have it. Very, very warm water. Not hot. You don't want to scorch yourself, people. You don't want to burn your skin. But fill the tank, the bathtub, with warm water. Add the Epsom salts. Swish it around. And if you want, even burn a few candles or diffuse a few essential oils. Really get yourself in an environment that is calming, that is grounding. Some situation in which you can really kind of refuel, regenerate, energize yourself. And this is really vital, especially during this time of the year when we're doing a lot more and we might have a lot of obligations, a lot of responsibilities. It's the holiday season. And so I wanted to give some tips. Another one is crystals. Now, most of you know I'm a huge fan of crystals, and some people might not even be aware of the healing properties of different crystals. And so the one crystal that I really love is amethyst. So here it is. You could see it's a larger rock. It is amethyst. I use it quite often. So I actually keep it near me. It is supposed to help increase, the calm, the peace. It's supposed to help with insomnia and stress and anxiety. Another wonderful healing crystal is rose quartz. Now this one's teeny tiny. It's pink. You could see it's a little bit rosy. So rose quartz is positive energy. It really is an uplifting and yet calming stone that is very beneficial for promoting self-love and even love with other people. So love is such a beautiful thing. It's there for everyone. And I think the one thing that we must understand is learning to love ourselves, especially when we're in a really bad, dark place. It's really important to find time to practice self-love, to not listen to those same recordings that were going around and around and around in your head where people were saying you're not lovable, you're not deserving of love. Instead, to reaffirm you are deserving of love, you are lovable, and you are infinitely loved by a higher power. So whether you believe in the Creator or God or something totally different within the universe, know that the universe is there for you. The universe is there for you, and that the truth is we are all born to receive and give love, and this is a beautiful thing. Another way to promote inner healing is essential oils. Now, I've been using them for many, many, many years. Like decades now. I'm a big believer in it because it has helped me and my emotional wellness so much. My number one essential oil is Balance. Balance by doTERRA Essential Oils. Wow. This one is an everyday oil for me. So I get about 2 to 3 drops. I rub it on my bare feet every day. Another little tip is I rub it right on this area of the thyroid because it has different ingredients that are very wonderful for promoting health. And my medical disclaimer is I'm not claiming it's going to cure your hypothyroidism or your insomnia. My medical disclaimer for this entire video is I'm not claiming a cure-all. What I am sharing is what has helped me, what is helping thousands and thousands of people, very natural, holistic, non-medical approaches to improving our emotional wellness so we can have inner peace, harmony, and joy. Next would be wonderful Roman chamomile. So Roman chamomile is also very calming, relaxing. It's great for those who may have insomnia, anxiety, depression. You just feel restless. Maybe you just feel stressed out. So consider you could rub a few drops on the soles of your feet. I highly recommend that. Some people like to diffuse oils in diffusers. That is extremely beneficial. So you might want to even take like a 30-minute time out, a little self-care, especially now during the holidays, and diffuse your wonderful essential oils such as Roman chamomile, and be in like dim light. Dim those lights. Forget the bright lights. Instead, here you could see what I have, my salt lamp, my wonderful salt lamp. And so that's what I do. So at night, all the lights are off except for my wonderful salt light. I diffuse essential oils. I have my legs propped up on my pillows. I'm really cozy and comfy. And I practice slow, deep breathing, positive affirmations. Then the essential oils are diffusing, and it's beautiful, and it's calming, and it's grounding. And then it puts me in a relaxing state where I'm able to go to sleep and have a good sound night of rest. And that's really, really essential for our emotional health. The other two that I highly recommend for anti-anxiety, anti-depression, for calming, grounding, insomnia, relaxing, and reducing your stress. Lavender, very popular. A lot of people are well aware that lavender is like a number one essential oil that a lot of individuals use to create a very calm, serene, tranquil environment. Next would be another favorite of mine, and that is bergamot. I love bergamot. It smells a little bit like lime to me, and I'm a huge fan of lime. Something about the aroma of this one, I just love it. Can't get enough of it, people. Sometimes I'll put 1 or 2 drops on my wrist or on my bare feet or on my arms or what have you, and it's extremely calming. And again, it puts me in a place where there's emotional stability. I feel a lot more grounded. I feel a lot more calm, and I'm able to go about my day and be a productive person, which is, obviously that's what we want. We want to be able to overcome our obstacles. We want to be able to have different realistic ways, non-medical methods to increase our emotional wellness and have inner peace. Another quote that I wanted to share with you before I wrap this up is by a woman named, let me pronounce this, I hope it's right, Pema Chodron. Interesting name. She says, inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions. And I think that's very true. So I'm going to end on this note. What is stealing your peace of mind? Are there people, places, or things that are stealing your inner harmony, your inner peace, your place of calm and tranquility? If so, find ways to reduce the noise and distractions, especially of anything that's of toxic, negative energy. Again, maintain those healthy boundaries, people, because especially during the holidays, we most certainly need it. And find ways that are natural that you can have inner peace, whether it is going outdoors for a nature walk, bird watching, meditating, praying, soaking in a warm bath, diffusing oils, etc., etc. The list is long, but share with me, what are you doing this season to take care of yourself and to promote inner harmony, peace of mind, and restoration? Reach out to me, like, share, subscribe, and have a very beautiful day. God bless.